So, good news and bad news. Just yesterday I put up the video with the parent rabbits, but today will be the last day of the babies going out. So, they're going to be going to auction tomorrow, and probably someone will either take them in as pets or to breed for pets or for meat. Not sure which, so we're going to just say goodbyes to them. They're very adorable. So, these two here, these two are both boys. Not as friendly as the parents, but they're pretty chill still. They live out here in the barn with the ducks and chickens and Edgar. This one is the nicest of them, very velvety soft. Boop, bunny butt. I'm giving them a nice bowl of sweet feed for their last day here. What you doing in there, bunny? Oh, well, hello. I love this guy's pattern. Reminds me of kind of like a chinchilla fur. Beautiful bunny. And we've got the girls. And these spoiled divas. They just got their hay, so. Boop. Got some sweet feed for them too. It is not something they can have very often because bunnies are actually really sensitive to sugar, but as an occasional treat, it's okay and helps them put on some weight, especially if they're going to be getting bred. Never hurts to have some extra fat reserves. You can kind of see on her how she's got a bit of a flap underneath her chin. That's the dewlap. Female bunnies, for some reason, carry an extra layer of fat down there. A lot of times they'll lose it when they breed. But you can see, it's hard to tell with the video, but you can see the textures of their fur are so different. This one here is the closest to the mom, and also to the one inside Dobby. Very weird and wavy, very short. This one here is much more like the dad. Sorry, I don't mean to bother you. Look at those beautiful eyes. Gorgeous rabbits. And this one here looks a lot like the dad pattern-wise, but also weird, almost lamb-like fur. It's almost like wool. And strange coloring. So their face isn't actually dirty. They have like a tan kind of pattern going on there. Really funky. So we suspect they might be slightly inbred, or there was a lot of crossbreeding going on. Yeah, you can see this one's ears too. Really weird coloration, the brown. They're really nice rabbits. Nice and hefty. And these chunky bunnies. So hopefully someone takes you guys in for breeding for other meat. But if your fate is to be food, then so be it. Rabbit, as far as animals to produce for food, is one of the most humane in my opinion. Most people process and use what's called a rabbit popper, which is not as cute as it sounds. But what you do is you essentially have a piece of metal shaped like a V, and you slot it over the rabbit's neck. And their head will slide back into the V shape, and then you simply grab them by back legs and pull, and it separates the vertebra from the skull, and they die instantly. No flailing, no nothing. Much more humane than like processing a chicken, for example, where you have to bleed out. The rabbit just immediately goes limp and dies. It might kick a couple times, but as soon as you snap the neck, it's done for. They usually don't even see it coming if you're doing it good. A lot of processors can take the bunny, scoop it up, and have it dead in less than 30 seconds, so not much suffering going on there. Again, I really hope animals don't speak English, because, yeah, awkward. We have the last two down here. There's two boys. This one's got the sort of mutton chops on the face. You see it's a boy, how he rubbed his chin on my hand. That's how the male rabbits mark their territory, so I just got claimed. Sweet guys, though. This one over here, really weird. All white, super plush fluff. Gonna get you. Gotcha, buddy. I know, you don't want me to touch your friend. Really? This is a very alpha rabbit. They might not look it, but rabbits can actually be really aggressive. as we learned with Dobby, especially the inside one, he is the most male rabbit I've ever seen. When he gets a chance to run around the house loose for playtime with the cats and dogs, he is rubbing his chin on everything. And his favorite thing to do is to do this cool little trick where he jumps up in the air and flips around and sprays pee everywhere. And he's done it twice to my partner, basically claiming her as his property. And he loves to chase her around and bite her ankles. Rabbits will sometimes nip at each other when they're playing, but he's a little more aggressive than normal rabbits. He's also very strange looking. Look how cute that face is, though. Let's see if I could. Adorable rabbit. Just a little ball of fluff. No offense, but you are much less handsome, although I do like your mutton chops. You hear dinging going on up here? Oh. You guys are precious. I love the half and half face. But yeah, you can see there's very little consistency other than the coloration between all the babies. Where do you think you're going? That's their bowl, so fair enough. Come on. Come on, back in the house. A little bit more hay for you. But they're off to greener pastures, be they becoming breeders or the great bunny meadow in the sky. But I think their parents will be glad to know that. She wasn't a very good mom. It took a lot of work to actually get her to raise the babies. I think that once she came back inside and had the luxury of being away from living in the wild, she was like, I'm not doing any work out here. They want to dig at their houses. What are you doing in there? What are you doing in that house? Hey. Hello, bunny? Too busy to answer. But I feel better knowing they're going to go into a more useful purpose than kind of just hanging out in the barn here, because we weren't going to process them for meat, like I said. And I mean, we give them nice setups. We've got a nice little 3.5, 4 by 2 foot space, which is pretty generous. A lot of people keep them much smaller spaces. Rabbits in captivity don't actually do much if they're happy. We especially notice the Sam and Dean. So they've got a space that's actually bigger than these ones have. And they spend about 3/4 of their day curled up in their box with their chicken. Sometimes they come out and Sam will chase Dean around trying to mount them, because she's saying that she wants to have more babies now, apparently. Hi, ducks. Now that these guys are bigger, it's nice and easy to keep their home clean because there's no food or water in here at night. They have free access to a pool of water outside and as unlimited feed. And then at night they come in. As long as they're fed and watered at least every 12 hours is not an issue, and it's much easier than having to change out the entire bedding of the floor in here every single day. But yeah, I just want to show off these guys and send them off. Talk a little bit about bunnies, because I mean, who doesn't love bunnies? Seriously. I do see why there's a stigma against eating in America, because, you know, rabbits are cute little fluffy pets. They're not food. But they are also very economical and efficient as far as food goes. They're very lean protein. In fact, if you're in the wild, you don't want to just eat rabbits to survive, because they have so little fat that you will actually die even though you're eating lots of meat, because it's not giving you enough of the balanced diet. So they're good lean meat, very easy to process, because you can essentially don't look at me like that. I'm talking about eating bunnies. You can basically peel them like a banana. You cut around the ankles and you just start pulling the skin, which is very loose, down over the head, cut off the head, and it all comes off in one neat piece. It's a lot easier than like plucking chickens. So, you know, if you're looking to get sustainable meat, rabbits are actually a good way to go. They breed like rabbits, obviously. Easy to process. And the taste profile is pretty similar. It's a bit of a stringier meat, is the best way I describe it. but it doesn't taste like much, so it's good for, you know, sauces and stuff. Anyways, I'm rambling on. Good night, everybody. Good night, Bon Bon.